Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for March Comes in Like a Lion, chapter 168. It's been a couple of months since we last left off, but when we did, we focused on Ray at school as he kind of reflects on how much he has grown from his early high school days of sitting on the stairwell reading a magazine, now that he's able to actually communicate with people and be frustrated that he can't relate to his classmates' college entrance exams. Also, he goes with Hina to the mall to buy Christmas presents, and they have a cute little time there. So let's jump right on into Chapter 168, December Rain Part 1. And our picture here is of, just a house. If you trace the footprints of a genius. Oh, I have a feeling this is about, so yeah. We also have a little bit about, Sangatsu no Lion is on manholes in Japan, I guess? That's a funny thing. Okay. We open in the view of some buildings on what I'm guessing is a lake, or maybe is the ocean, I can't really tell. I've lost. Kumakura 9-dan. Looks like your dogged efforts clinch the victory for you. That makes the Gyosho Championship a 3-3 tie. Could you tell us how you're feeling now? And yeah, so I guess this is a championship with Soya. And so there's Kumakura guy, who I feel like we've seen before at some point, but I'm kind of blanking on him, is neck and neck with Soya in this tournament. And yeah, Soya gets up and walks away. Soya Meijin has got to be exhausted. Yeah, and this one's overlapping with the Seiryu Championship, too. Oh, so that might be he's like Kumakura isn't actually even in skill with Soya. He's just also doing another championship at the same time. When he got 3 wins in a row, right as the Gyokusho Championship started, it looked like a blowout. And then Kumakura 9-dan mounted a charge and somehow brought it back to 3 wins and 3 losses. I can't believe it's all coming down to the final game. Even considering he's mainly up against players who do better when they play more games. He's been doing this on a regular basis for nearly 20 years now. Even if you are a shogi god, there's no way that won't exhaust you. So this is kind of coming up, bringing in the idea that Soya's time as Meijin is perhaps starting to run out. That he's been at this so long. Eventually, he just gets tired, even if he is really young. And then we go back to, I guess, Soya's hotel room. He takes his glasses off and kind of rubs his eyes. Also, how does the fact that Soya is, half blind play into that? Perhaps his vision is getting worse. Because we know we found out he was half blind years and years ago. Or, partially blind or whatever. But, I don't know. I don't remember if that was a deteriorating condition, or if he was just, had really bad eyesight, and that was kind of it. But the fact that he still had that problem even with his glasses kind of implies that it is deteriorate, or at least an unfixable thing. I don't know. I'm rambling. Anyway, he, dries his hair, I guess, after a bath, and he eats some rice balls. And we see in this mental image, we have, rippling water around him. He takes some pills, as we see the same shot from the beginning of the chapter again. And interestingly here, we have a new image, or it's kind of a continuation of page 4's image, but now Soya is in his bed and we see the rippling water. And we know what the water imagery means for Ray as a sign of his depression. I don't know if that's how it applies to Soya, though. Anyway, the next day comes. Soya gets on a train. He goes to, I think that's the Tokyo Skytree. Thank you, last week's Haikyuu for that. And he goes to a piano school? With some kind of shrine-looking building. He goes down the hallways, and he hands a cake to a young student. Brings it into their class, and Soya, gives the teacher the rest of the cakes, I guess. And he gives another bag to this old lady who's cleaning, I think. He continues walking through the halls as who I think is the teacher, at least, She's being hugged by the student he gave the cake to originally. And she's looking down at the tea she's making. And she's set up like a tea time. I think she's like a maid. And the old lady, I think, is the teacher, actually. I don't know. I also don't know what any of this has to do with Soya. I mean, I don't think we know a whole lot about him. Just from like the arc with him and Rei a long time ago, and then that arc with him and Nikaido, however long ago that was. I feel like that was a long ass time ago. But that did happen. And either way, like we know he was a prodigy from a young age, and that's kind of it, I think. So maybe he came from a piano playing family. I don't know, but we see that the people at piano school are real happy, and then we cut back to Soya's home, and in contrast to the brightness of the piano school, this is very dark, very gloomy, very gray. And then Soya goes to sleep. He wakes up the next day. He opens the blinds. He looks out. He hears music. Also, interestingly, we do see like a piano charm in Soya's room, which kind of implies that he has some kind of, maybe not familial connection to the piano school, but some kind of something. Oh, there's the maid. Maybe he lives here. Maybe this is like he lives upstairs in the piano school. There's not enough dialogue for me to be able to tell. But the person who I thought was the maid. Again, not any dialogue in the piano school means I don't really know who these people are yet. And Soya comes over to the old lady and hands her, like, or he's carrying a plate of croissants and, like, a cup of coffee. Morning. Cold today, isn't it? And the old lady responds, good morning to you, too. And yes, it's rather chilly. And Soya sits down, sips his coffee. The music still plays. And he turns to her. Seems like it might rain. Yes, she's got quite an ear, hasn't she? It's Chopin. What song? Raindrop. That is very on the nose, yeah. And Soya pauses for a moment. I wish she'd stop. Why? When Tama-san plays that, it always feels like raindrops will really start coming down. Are you going out soon? The president told me to head out, but he's coming here first. Oh, I see. Busy, aren't you? Oh, well, there you are. And if it starts raining. And Soya looks out, like, glares at the rain. Looks like it's too late. And that's the end of the chapter. To be continued. So we get a little bit here, but I think the real thing of this chapter is the promise of more to come. This is, going to be an arc, as we can see by the part 1, which means we'll have plenty of time to really delve into what Soya's relationship with these people is. Because Soya is kind of the big mystery. He's just kind of this ambiguous figure kind of not looming over the narrative is too harsh a term, but he's a man of mystery. No one really knows what Soya's deal is. So I reckon this arc will tell us a lot more about Soya's past. But we know he's probably depressed. As we can tell with the water imagery calls back to Kiriyama's, of course. And then there's just all this with the piano school. And I guess either he was a piano student. The image that comes back to my brain is if anyone has seen Rakugo Shinju, Yakumo's past, how he came from a family of geishas, and he tried to be a male geisha for a little while, and then he broke his leg, and that's how he got into Rakugo. So kind of the exact details of that don't work, because there isn't really a gendered aspect to piano playing. And he doesn't, maybe, his lack of good vision, led to him being bad at the piano, but that would also apply to shogi as well. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for now. So yeah, I don't really know a lot of what's going to happen next. So I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!